Hello, welcome to our Thursday Business News Report. It's now time to bring you the feature on the show today. But first, this package will look at the country's lending rate, which has been left steady at 11.5%. This is one of the highlights of this week's reports. Now, the Monetary Policy Committee, which took the decision, also left all other key parameters steady, as it says it is to allow for a continuation of the ongoing economic recovery process. Lara Falayo reports.
It's the last Monetary Policy Committee meeting of the year, and the monetary policy stance has just been left unchanged. The committee attributes this to wanting to allow current economic recovery process continue. This is because, though tightening could help rein on inflation, it could increase cost of funds and constrain output gains. Though loosening on its part could stimulate additional credit creation and sustain growth, it has potentials of fueling inflationary pressure.
MPC voted to 1. Retain the MPR by 11.5%, retain the asymmetric corridor of plus 100 and minus 700 basis points around the MPR. 3. Retain the CRR at 27.5% and retain liquidity ratio at 30%.
The Apex Bank is optimistic about the e-Naira, which it says has recorded about 560,000 downloads. It says progress has been made concerning the Infrastructure Corporation, which is presently considering 3 projects, and assured that the Nigerian International Financial Center will begin operations mid-next year. It is hopeful the 100 for 100 initiative will also help address unemployment challenges, amongst others.
We are still far from double-digit growth, but I believe Nigeria will move aggressively, keep doing the right thing, stop doing the wrong things, focus aggressively on them tenaciously. I think the growth levels will move aggressively upwards. We are expecting that growth for 2021 certainly will be above 3. We are so certain to be above 3. All right, see you guys.
The committee is impressed with the progress so far seen in the economy, even though growth is still below double digits. It wants fiscal and monetary policy measures sustained and insecurity better tackled for economic benefit. Lara Folayo, TVC News, Abuja.
And joining me now for more on this, I have Segun Elemo, Public Finance and Policy Analyst. Good to have you on the breakfast show this morning, Segun.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Now, in my conversation with analysts and stakeholders within the business space, now we've not necessarily seen a change in narrative in terms of the MPC retaining the policy. Everyone says, well, this is the best approach. Do you hold a different sentiment?
Not exactly. I think what the central bank is trying to do is to look at the stability of the economy and see whether the decision it has taken in the last 3 quarters, or say, for instance, the last, I think this is about the 6th MPC meeting. So the last 5 MPC meeting, it has maintained the same variables, the same narrative, really. So it was going to assess whether those parameters impacted the economy, the market in any significant way. And my own assessment is that, well, to give some credit to the Apex Bank, I think those parameters it maintained over the last 5 MPC meetings sort of created some stability, and I did not see it changing, and indeed it did not change.
Within the realm of unorthodox tools, arsenals that are at the disposal of the MPC, how do you see things playing out ahead of 2022, having new tools that will bring to the fore much more aggressive economic recovery?
Yeah, I think one of the major issues for the MPC to look out for now would be the issue around inflation. While the official inflation seems to be dropping, the CPI is, on the other hand, is not, the reality in the market is not as the same as what it is in theory. So I think that will be the major issue for the MPC, and I hope the MPC will now able to deploy much of its resources to address these key issues around inflation. And, some of the drivers really for the inflation, the exchange rate, issue around insecurity. And, that issue of insecurity is now very, very big on our hands. And it's likely to grow bigger as we move into 2022, considering proximity to elections. And then again, the issue around energy cost. So those are the big issues for the MPC, and I hope that they can deploy more resources to addressing some of these issues.
And in addressing some of these issues now, one of the biggest call we've had is the call for the fiscal and monetary authorities to have better synergy. Some are of the view that the MPC, the monetary team, continue to overreach or try to do much more than their dispensation. Now, in terms of the call for synergy, how do you also see things playing out? The MDA is also rising up to occasion, the entire fiscal authorities doing the necessary elements to ensure we have a complementary relationship.
Absolutely. The Minister of Finance, who is driving the fiscal policy of government, needs to really rise up and take charge of that space. I understand the pressure on the CBN governor to try and intervene, but I mean, really, what the governor needs to do is to focus on monetary policy instruments and see how you can deploy that to addressing, economic issues. But for instance, like I said, the pressure on the CBN governor, if, for instance, anything happens to the currency, the pressure is on the governor to ensure that, there is some stability in that regard. And then again, the issue around inflation, the governor will also want to see how he can intervene. But like I said, I'm also of that opinion that the central bank needs to stay within its space of ensuring monetary policy issues and allow the Minister of Finance to drive, fiscal policies that will stabilize the economy. Yes, the governor will want to bring one or two initiatives here and there, but that's not the role of the central bank. The central bank needs to just focus on its job and allow the fiscal policy authorities to do theirs. But on the other hand is that both fiscal policies and monetary policies need to converge and address key issues. And what are those, cross-cutting issues? Like I said, inflation, insecurity, exchange rates, and other issues that will throw itself up, as we move closer to the elections.
Thank you very much for your time on the Breakfast Show this morning, Segun Elemo. It's been a pleasure speaking with you.
Thank you for having me.